Okay, what is going on, everybody? What is up? How is everybody? Welcome, welcome to my first of two gameplay streams for today. I am Phil. Phil I am. Wow, it's been a while since I said that. Phil I am. Philium. I can't even remember the last time I said that. I might not even said that this year. Holy crap. Alright, so hello. How are all of you today here on pre-stream? Hopefully you're doing well. Prepare yourselves, is all I have to say. If you're not wondering why I would say something like that, well, if you're not aware what's coming up next, guys, it's the conclusion. The conclusion of Extinction. That's right. The game that titles itself appropriately. It could be the end of all gaming. So Extinction. I played this game yesterday for about 4 hours, okay? In the 4 hours that I played it, even though the game attempted to add new gameplay elements and or advance itself like a normal game would throughout a campaign, it pretty much failed. It's a very repetitive game. It's a game that's not very inspired. If the game had twice as many gameplay elements to it, or if the game had way more production value, or was longer or more robust, or maybe had multiplayer co-op, the game could definitely be something viable in the modern gaming era. The problem is it doesn't have any of that. It's very repetitive, running around, hack and slash, chopping apart giant ogres, fighting little generic enemies, rescuing civilians, and that's the entirety of the game. Within, an hour, you've seen everything there is in the game, and then you just do it ad nauseum, with a few variations on the different ogres and the like. If anything, the only variety in the game is that certain missions are different. For example, one mission, just rescue civilians, so you really don't even have to pay attention to anything else. Just run around and rescue the civilians. You beat that stage in 2 minutes. The next stage, hold out for 7 minutes while an endless gauntlet of giant orcs are attacking towers. Oh, by the way, when you kill an orc, another one will spawn all the way on the other side of the map, standing right next to a tower, and there's no way you could cross the map fast enough to stop it from destroying the tower. Sounds like there may be a critical flaw in the game design of this game. And then there's the stages that are randomly generated. That's right, campaign stages of a game that are randomly generated. That's pretty impressively bad. It's like trying to combine open world roaming of a game like, say, Prototype with hunting monsters like, I'd say either like Shadow of the Colossus or Monster Hunter or something like that. Only it's not very good. Just to be fair, it's boring. It gets pretty boring and repetitive after a couple hours. Now, normally, a game like this, if I had played it for a while and not liked that, I probably wouldn't have continued playing. However, as I ended my stream yesterday, I found myself almost done with the game. That's right. I'm in the middle of chapter 5. The game only has 7 chapters, and then it's done. So I was like, holy shit. Like, why not just finish it? I've already gotten this far, and then I'll do a formal review of the game on stream, to wrap up the playthrough. Makes perfect sense to do that rather than just throw it out. So that's what I'm doing today here on stream. Now, it may be really painful, because right now I'm in the midst of a stage. Survive 7 minutes while a gauntlet of giant, Raveni are attacking your towers. And again, like I said, they cheat. They blatantly cheat and spawn the Raveni right next to the tower, so you can't actually stop them from destroying them. So it may take a while, like a half an hour or longer, just to beat the first level of today's stream. But then again, there may be some stages today that I beat in 10 seconds because it's just rescuing civilians, and I can just run around and rescue them quickly. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and go from there. And then I'll review it live today. All right, so that's today's first stream. If you guys can survive it, that's today's first stream. Tonight, another session of Ni no Kuni 2. And much like last night, I get the feeling it's going to be a unique mix of story and side content. It was a lot of fun last night because it was a good mix. We had a good big story advancement, and then I was able to go around and restore certain temples and go into dungeons and do them, which was pretty fun. So it was a good mix last night. I'm hoping for another good mix later tonight with Ni no Kuni 2. All right. Okay. Then tomorrow, guys, I'm off. And I know that sounds weird because you're like, Phil, you were just off on Saturday. What the heck? You've only been here for 4 days. I know. But this is kind of how it's going to be from time to time. It's going to be dependent on game releases. And it's also going to be dependent on, Kat's schedule, my girlfriend. Because we're trying to coincide days off that we can share together. And in particular, tomorrow was the only day this week where we could both kind of coincide our schedules to have a day off together. Just to give you some perspective, next week, it's not going to be until Saturday. So I have tomorrow off, and then I'm working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, until I get another day off that Saturday after. So it's going to be like that sometimes. Sometimes we're going to have like short weeks. Sometimes we're going to have like really long streaming marathon days or weeks. Okay. So there you go. That's what tomorrow's going to be, a day off from streaming. So no streaming tomorrow. But this should prepare you guys. Because this Friday, it's official, ladies and gentlemen. I've announced it. I'm now going to formally announce it on stream. I hope you guys are ready. Ready for the drum roll? Hold on. Is this the drum roll? There you go. This Friday, ladies and gentlemen, Bloodborne, the Redemption Run begins. Okay? So allow me to explain so you guys know exactly what you're in store for, all right, this coming Friday. So when I first played Bloodborne as a new game in 2015, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good, albeit difficult. I did think it was pretty challenging compared to Dark Souls because there was no blocking, right? It relies on dodging and counter shooting, like countering with the gun, rather than blocking. So it's a much more action-oriented game than, say, Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3, where you can definitely use a shield and other defensive capability, parrying and the like. Okay? Now, when I played this game in 2015, two elements that really, I guess, people did not enjoy about my playthrough. They really liked my playthrough, because I did a completionist run. I beat all the bosses, including all the optional bosses. I got the secret ending. The only thing I didn't do was go all the way to the end of the Chalice dungeons, which I don't think anyone needs to do. It's just a needless grind in a lot of ways. But, number one, I grinded a lot. In fact, if you guys remember, I had my PS Vita at the time. And I was using the feature of the PS Vita where it does remote play, all right, from the same home network. So what I would do is I would play Bloodborne during the day, all right, on stream, and I would advance in Bloodborne. Then at night, I would have the PS Vita on, and I would grind while I was watching stuff on my couch, all right? So what ended up happening was, during the week that, Bloodborne, I was playing it, I was getting tons of levels a day, like 10, 12 levels overnight every time I played it. And by the end of the playthrough, a lot of people were saying, man, that really isn't very fair. That's kind of ridiculous that Phil did that. It basically made the end of the game a pushover, too easy. And we really wish that Phil had not done that because it's unfair. Other people just play through the game without grinding, and Phil just grind. So of course he made the game way artificially easy near the end. Okay. I will agree. All right. I will agree that in that regard, it did make the end of the game easy. I remember the final 1 to 2 sessions of the game that I played, were really easy. Like the last boss was, the last boss, which was easy anyway. Just the design of the boss is pretty easy. But I remember the last couple of bosses that a lot of people said are challenging for them, I pretty much steamrolled through because I was so overpowered. I had so much health and everything. Okay. So that's number one. A lot of people have issue with that. All right. However, I really feel the real reason why I need to go back and play Bloodborne a second time is because later that year, in 2015, it was the fall of 2015, I still remember it, Fallout 4 was the huge new release. Everyone was playing Fallout 4 and enjoying the incredible amount of content that was in Fallout 4. I think I was in my second week playing Fallout 4. and I was having a ton of fun with it. And then this DLC for Bloodborne comes out. And quite frankly, I wasn't very interested in it. I was like, man, I'm loving Fallout 4, and I just want to keep going with it. You know, and people were like, no, you've got to drop everything and play this Bloodborne DLC. You've got to do it. And I was like, it's just like the worst possible timing. Why would you release a DLC for a game that came out in like April, right? In the middle of the hardcore gaming season when everyone is playing all the other hot new AAA releases. Now you drop this DLC. It's like the most stupidest time ever to release a DLC, in my opinion. I was so angry. Okay? I don't want to do this. But so many people screamed at me that they wanted to see it. I said, fine. I'll give in. I'll do what you want. I'll play this stupid DLC. If this is really what you want, I'll do it. Okay? So, at the time, not having played Bloodborne since the spring, I didn't really know anything about the DLC. I really wasn't paying attention. I just didn't want to play it. All right? But I was convinced by pressure of the viewers. And then, if you can believe it, all right, I was convinced by my viewership, and it might have been a group of trolls too, I don't know, to play the DLC at a New Game Plus level. All right? Biggest mistake I've ever made. Because number one, as I said, I hadn't been playing Bloodborne. It wasn't like, oh, I've been playing Bloodborne constantly all year, and I'm already on New Game Plus, and I'm a master of the game and all the weapons, and now I'm coming back to challenge the DLC at a higher level. I wasn't, you know. I hadn't played it at all, and I went to this DLC really foolishly, unprepared, at a higher level than I should have challenged it at, okay? And it screwed me over. Quite frankly, it screwed me over. It did. Because when I finally got to the first boss, Ludwig, number one, he apparently was in a harder attack pattern than he should have been. And number two, he was dealing more damage. He had more health. I couldn't even hurt the motherfucker. I was hitting him. He was doing like no damage. I tried to beat the guy for hours. Couldn't do it. I said, screw this. I said, I really don't even want to do this DLC. So, you know, you people convinced me to play it at a harder difficulty than I should have even played it. You know, telling me that it was going to be a pushover easy because I had already beaten the game, which it wasn't, right? And I just want to play Fallout 4. So after 2 days of playing the DLC, I said, screw this. I don't want to do it anymore. And I quit it. And I went back to Fallout 4 and had fun. And that's pretty much where I ended it. Right? I never went back. I never went back to playing Bloodborne ever again. Ever again. Okay? And so, you know, I basically, over the years, 3 years, obviously, since Bloodborne came out, have been looking for an opportunity to come back to Bloodborne and play it fresh, all right? The thing is, since then, if you guys, you know, remember, the past 3 years, I pretty much have done a tour de force in Bloodborne. Or, excuse me, a tour de force in From Software games, what I meant to say. I played Dark Souls 3 the year after Bloodborne, 2016, right? Then I replayed Dark Souls 1. Then last year I replayed Dark Souls 2. Okay. So I've replayed the whole trilogy of Dark Souls games in the time since I played Bloodborne. All right. Not to say that that's going to 100% help, because as I've already explained, it's pretty damn hard. It's pretty damn hard to master Bloodborne because it's so different from Dark Souls. Okay, I would say Bloodborne is kind of more difficult just innately than Dark Souls is, because Dark Souls has so many ways you can play it, while Bloodborne is pretty much 100%. You must dodge, you know, very skillfully. You must counter hit skillfully. You must use the gun timing for parrying skillfully, or else you're screwed, right? So I'm hoping to get better at the game this time around. I am. I'm hoping to learn a little better, do a little better. I also remember Bloodborne is quite long. Just the main game itself is upwards of 20 plus hours of gameplay if you do all the content, which I am planning on doing. And then you've got the DLC, okay, which I'm also going to do. So, you know, this is going to be a pretty lengthy redemption run playthrough where I attempt to beat the game, number one, with no grinding, and number two, by beating the DLC during the course of the standard game. Okay? So there you go. That is going to be starting on Friday. Now, I'm just going to emphasize this early, so there's no misconceptions, okay? Bloodborne is not going to be the main focused playthrough, especially once God of War begins. I'm going to play Bloodborne on Friday, then I'm going to probably play it on Sunday, probably Monday, and then maybe one other day, Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to play it every single day. It may be depending on how well it's received as well. I don't know how many people are going to enjoy watching me replay it or not. We'll find out, okay? But the bottom line is, once God of War releases on April 19th, which I'm going to be playing it, by the way, at 9 p.m. on April 19th, about 2 to 3 hour premiere late night stream, and then I'm going to be playing it all day on Friday the 20th, okay? God of War will 100% be the major focus game. It's the hot new AAA release. Everyone's waiting for it. No one really knows how to react to it yet because no one's played it, but people are really excited for it to know if it's any good or not. You know, I'm right along there with you guys. As a fan of the God of War series, I definitely want to see if it's a good game, being that it's such a departure from the standard formula of what God of War was previously. And I'm going to be all about it. You know, it's going to be my main focused game for weeks. Okay, it is. It's going to be fun, and I cannot wait. So, what I will do is, basically, once God of War starts, I may have Bloodborne be the later night streams to balance with God of War after a few sessions of God of War before, you know, the game gets kind of tired. Or I may not. I may just do other things. Like right now I'm doing Ni no Kuni, and chances are I may complete Ni no Kuni this week. So maybe I'll start another kind of downtime game. What will it be? I don't know. I mean, there's many options. I mean, I never finished Yakuza Kiwami. I could bring back Persona 5. There's a million things I could do as a downtime game to balance with this stuff, okay? But I'm making it very strong emphasis right now. Bloodborne is a game that we're using to kill some time right now for about a week until God of War comes out. Once God of War is out, that becomes the focus. I will eventually get back to Bloodborne to complete it, but it's not the main focus, all right? So just making that abundantly clear, because I know there will be people who they only care about Dark Souls and Bloodborne games. They're going to yell and scream when I put it on hold to play God of War. Too bad. I'm saying this right up front, all right? Right up front. So there you go. All right, guys. So, rough schedule. Today, the conclusion of Extinction plus the review. Ni no Kuni tonight. Tomorrow, I'm off from streaming. Friday, the premiere Bloodborne The Redemption run, followed by a PUBG session at night. Friday night will be PUBG. Saturday, Ultra Street Fighter 2 will be my main stream. And then Ni no Kuni returning at night, Saturday night. Sunday, Bloodborne Redemption run. Monday, Bloodborne Redemption run, and probably Ni no Kuni. And then we'll play it by ear and see how the week goes. As I just mentioned, you know, I have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday to mess around with pretty much until God of War premieres Thursday night. So we'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see what you guys like. If you're liking the Bloodborne, I'll keep going. If not, or if it gets stale, I'll balance it with other stuff. We've got many options to do. So I'll let you know as things progress here. All right. So the next couple of weeks should be pretty good. The next couple of weeks between Bloodborne, Street Fighter, PUBG, God of War, Ni no Kuni, great stuff. All right. I hope you guys will come out for the streams and enjoy them. And what I'm hoping is to reinvigorate things around here a little bit. Because I'll be honest, guys, it's been really slow recently. All right. Reason being, number one, if you guys aren't aware, there really have not been very many great games this year. Last year, by this time, I'm not even kidding, there were like 5 to 6 major high-profile AAA games that I had played, including Mass Effect Andromeda, Horizon Zero Dawn, Resident Evil 7, Nier Automata, Zelda Breath of the Wild, just to name a few. By this time last year, I had played all those games, and there was so much hype around my streaming. Now, this year's been so dead, most of the games that have come out have been vast disappointments, like Sea of Thieves, right? Holy shit, what a disappointment. Or compare that with games like Far Cry. Sure, initially Far Cry had hype, but the game is so long and has so much content, you know, not many people are going to be around for the 12th stream of Far Cry. You see what I mean? So it's hard. It's been hard these past few weeks, and I am very appreciative of you guys who do come every day to watch my streams no matter what. I do appreciate that. But that being said, I know it's been kind of slow. You know, it sucks because we've got a subs goal for this month of 450 subs, and you're like, Phil's hit 450 subs multiple times. There's no way he wouldn't hit it, yet here we are struggling We are struggling to hit it because I can't bring in new viewers because there's no new freaking games worth watching, you know? So there, you know, it's frustrating to a point. What I'm hoping is that between Bloodborne's Redemption run, God of War, we're going to bring in two completely different audiences who are going to be here, who are going to enjoy the stuff, who will subscribe, who will, you know, get excitement around the streams again. All right? Not to say that I don't enjoy the more laid-back streams with the more core audience. I do. I mean, let's face it, the Ni no Kuni streams that I've been doing, you know, don't get much attendance at all, but we have a good time every time that I do play the game because it's more laid back, it's more intimate, because I get to talk with you guys more directly, because there's not a giant flood of hundreds of people talking at once. And I do enjoy JRPGs as well, but let's face it, there's nothing like having a big AAA high-profile release, everyone hyped for it, right? Getting all that kind of, you know, excitement around it. And I want to get that feeling back. It's been a while. It's been quite a while. So hopefully this week coming up with Bloodborne and God of War will get that feeling back. I think that May will be a great month no matter what, considering in May we've got State of Decay 2, Detroit Become Human, and the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. Problem being, all that is in the very end of May. So let's hope things can get a little bit better, right? Because it's been really slow this year so far. Okay. All right, guys. I really don't have much else to talk about, quite frankly. I think we're good to go. We can get started. I'll do some quick plugs. Then we'll do some quick shout outs. And then we'll get started with the conclusion of Extinction. Sound good? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching my streams. Thank you for watching my videos on YouTube. Thank you for everything. I do appreciate, you know, your support of 10 years. I've been a content creator as of this fall for 10 years and still going, okay? So thank you guys. You know, awesome. Very much appreciate it. That being said, thank you for your viewership on streams and videos. If you'd like to go above and beyond just a standard viewer, and you'd like to directly aid my ability to keep doing this as a job full-time, being an independent and very opinionated and driven game player and reviewer, well, there's many things you could do to help me out. First being, if you check out my Patreon, all right, check it out at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. Okay, check it out. If you check that out, you'll see that I have a monthly campaign that I run on Patreon. And if you contribute to that campaign, first of all, you're directly aiding in the cost of doing this as a job, including cost of games, cost of electricity, cost of internet, equipment that comes up from time to time. In fact, I'm going to be very honest. I think my other monitor is starting to die out because every single day when I turn it on now, it gets darker. And that's not good. I'm like, I swear it seems a little darker than it was yesterday. And I've been seeing that for like the past 2 weeks. I get the feeling pretty soon I'm going to end up having to buy another monitor, which sucks. But it is what it is. It's the cost of operating a business like this. Stuff pops up all the time, okay? So your pledges to my Patreon help with that. But the cool thing is, when you pledge to my Patreon, you earn yourself perks in conjunction with your contribution level. So for example, getting text or verbal shout-outs in my videos on YouTube, being able to nominate and vote on games for ongoing events. All right, we got a few coming up planned. I'll mention in just a moment. Being able to get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which, by the way, hint, hint, is coming up on the 26th of April. So you might want to submit your questions over on my kingofhate.com forums for that. Or even getting a private Q&A video made where you can ask me a series of questions that I'll answer for like 15 to 25 minutes. And, you know, you do whatever you want with that video. So pretty awesome perks. People really seem to like them. And I've been doing Patreon for 3 years now. It has been an integral source of support and has allowed me to keep doing this for a living. So thanks to anyone who is a patron of mine already. I appreciate it. And for anyone who may be considering doing so in the future, thank you as well. Check it out, patreon.com/DarksidePhil. All right. That also being said, there is my Teespring, my merchandise shop, on which you can buy cool t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, mugs, stickers, all kinds of fun stuff. High quality stuff. I can attest to the quality. In fact, folks, today I am wearing one of my Teespring shirts. Check it out. This is the Manga DSP shirt, right? Pretty cool. And there's all kinds of shirts like this over on my Teespring shop if you check it out, okay? No, there's not a 5-alarm fire going on outside. It's just some cops driving by, it sounds like. Or maybe there is a fire, but I'm not involved in it. Yeah, give it a look. Anything you buy from my Teespring shop, I get a commission from. It helps me out. But also, you get a cool collectible piece of swag. And even if you'd like to share it on social media, maybe get a lot of people to see how good the quality of the stuff is, you can send it to my Twitter at @TheyCallMeDSP. I'd be happy to share it with my over 25,000 Twitter followers, okay? So, give it a look over on Teespring, guys. Again, very appreciative of anyone who does buy anything from over there, okay? But then, folks, last but certainly not least, obviously, if you're here live on stream, the most obvious, thing that you may be interested in doing is getting a shout out on the stream, all right? So how can you do that? Well, if you cheer with bits, if you subscribe to the channel, or if you tip me, any of those things, you will get a shout out live on the stream today, okay? With some criteria, so let's cover the criteria. Number one, please be concise, or as concise as you possibly can. Do not send me a 14-sentence paragraph or, an excerpt from your favorite play. I'm probably not going to read it. I got to try to keep things going with the stream and keep things moving. I can't just derail everything for a half an hour to answer a question. If you have that kind of question, that's the perfect kind of thing to submit for my Ask the King Q&A show coming up later this month. So head over to the kinghate.com forums to submit those kinds of long-form questions. But if you have a short comment, a quick question, something nice to say, something funny to say, anything like that, that's really what these shout-outs are for, okay? I'm not going to read or give a shout-out to anything negative, like an insult to myself or someone else, or trying to stir up drama with another YouTuber or streamer. I just don't play that crap, all right? So don't bother, or if you're going to, understand, it's at my discretion. If you are going to say something risque or, negative, it's at my discretion whether or not I give you the shout-out or not. But in general, the vast majority of people who do cheer, sub, or tip get nice shout-outs on the stream, and it ends up becoming a fun, interactive experience for everyone. So, thank you for that, okay? Now, if you'd also like visual recognition for your contributions, all right? If you cheer 50 bits or more, if you subscribe to the channel and click on the share button that will appear a few minutes after you subscribe to the channel, or if you tip me $5 or more, if you do any of those three things, you'll get an on-screen thank you animation to coincide with your contribution. Those animations are designed by longtime viewer, fan, and chat moderator Popsicolo. So shout out to Pops for his contributions. Thanks very much, sir. Appreciate that. It's good quality stuff. I love it. And I love to see the interactions. So, thank you to anyone who does consider doing that. Obviously, it adds to the streams. It helps me out. So thank you, everybody. That being said, we have two quick things that I'd like to cover before we get started with the shout-outs. Number one, this month, we have a subs goal of 450 subscribers on the channel. I'm going to be honest, guys, it's been rough, because every day, no lie, we have 10 or more subscribers to the channel, which is great. About 10 or more a day, but it seems like as much as we raise every day, overnight we drop down again. You might be wondering, why does that happen? Well, it's very simple, because after 30 days, subscriptions expire, okay? So some people resub, some people don't. We get new subs, but then some people don't resub. So it's kind of been floating and fluctuating. Okay, it has. It's been floating and fluctuating between 400 and 450 all month long. All right? Right now, we're at 408 subscribers. But the other day, we were at 440. See what I mean? So we're like all over the place. What I'm hoping is that once I start with Bloodborne and God of War, that those two games will bring in some new viewers, a new element where people will want to subscribe who maybe normally haven't, and we'll hit the 450 sub goal, all right? If you have not subscribed yet, or if you've been a subscriber and did not, renew, the benefits that you can get, number one, you get access to all of my emotes, and there's a ton of them, by the way. All right, an absolute ton of emotes for you to use. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you get access to the Crown subscriber badge, which starts off as bronze, but once you're a 3-month ongoing subscriber, it turns silver, 6 months gold, 1 year gold with jewel encrusted. All right, pretty cool. And then when I go on an ad break, which I usually do one per stream, it basically makes it so you don't see the ads. Okay, it'll hide the ads for you, so you can just kind of relax and not have to watch advertisements. So 3 benefits of being a sub, and obviously it directly helps me as well. So please consider subscribing. All right. And one thing I will say, please do not listen to the doom and gloom viewers in the stream chat. There's people in the stream chat who every time I do sub count, oh my God, the sub count is so low. No, it's not. It's not low. 400 is a great and healthy amount for a stream level of my size. And we're looking to organically grow it over the course of 2018 with all the new big releases that will be coming out. Okay, it's hard to grow a channel when your channel is based on covering hot new games and there's no hot new games. Okay, it's just fact of life. It's always been like that with me. In the 10 years that I've been playing games, on the internet, it's always been like this. In a time of slowness, it's hard to maintain and grow. All right. You'll also notice that some of the people who complain the most, like, oh my God, the subs are so low, are people who aren't subbed. Isn't that a coinky dink? I'm just saying. Usually the people who scream the sky is falling are people who are just looking to cause drama anyway, okay? But anyway, if we hit the 450 sub goal this month, I'm bringing back the Patron's Choice playthrough. If you're not aware what that is, it means that if you are part of my Patreon, all right, a $5 or more contributor this month, you're going to be nominating and then voting on a game that's going to be an ongoing playthrough. So basically you have a big amount of control over what I do, okay? You might say, okay, that's cool, but, what kind of games are we talking? Well, in the past, some of the games that have been played, Spyro the Dragon, various Sonic the Hedgehog games, Super Mario Sunshine, Persona games, Yakuza games, you name it. It's been a wide variety of stuff that I've played over the years as these Patron's Choice playthroughs, and a lot of them have turned into really long, robust projects and IPs that I've experienced and really enjoyed over time, okay? So that being said, guys, please consider subbing. It helps me out. It creates new events. It's really exciting. Thank you guys who do so. All right. Last but not least, if you're wondering, how do I tip? Because, Phil mentioned bits. Phil mentioned, cheering with those bits. And he also mentioned subscribing to get shout outs. But how do I tip? Because I don't understand. It's not through Twitch, right? No, it's not. What you need to do, two different ways that you can tip me. Either if you look below the stream here on Twitch, you're going to see a bunch of grid of information, including links to my other websites, links to my YouTube channels, links to the rules, which, by the way, I strongly recommend everyone read the rules before we begin here today, okay? But you see all these links, right? Then there's a link that says tips, and it's a picture of me posing with some Pokemon. If you click on that, it'll take you to my tips page, where you can either do an anonymous tip completely, or you can leave your name in a message. So it's your choice what you'd like to do, okay? Now, if you don't see any of that information I just mentioned below the stream, you're probably on a mobile version of the site, which is fine. Phones and the like don't see all that stuff. In that case, you could just type !tip into the stream chat. Boom, it'll bring up the link that you click on that, and it'll take you to the tips page as well, where you can leave a tip, okay? Okay. All right, ladies and gents. So that's pretty much it for the plugs. They're done. All right, now let's do a few quick shout-outs. First of all, shout-out to Guitar Player 1939, who overnight, when I was not even streaming, tipped me $2 and said, the trolls hate you, but they keep giving you money. It's true. It actually is true. They claim they hate me, yet every day, sometimes I'll get negative cheers, tips with negative messages, and it's like, I'm not reading that. So, whatever. I don't know. But anyway, thank you, Guitar Player, for the $2 tip. I appreciate that. And now that the stream is actually live, we had a cheer from YOLO Dopper, and he says, it's a bad idea to put the Bloodborne playthrough on hold. It's like a cock block for diehard fans. Well, you know what? You're just going to have to relax. Because guess what? I already played Bloodborne. It would be one thing if this Bloodborne were a brand new release, and I was like, well, I'm playing Bloodborne for 2 days, but then I'm putting it on hold for weeks. Har, har, har. But I'm not. I've already played Bloodborne. You've seen me play through Bloodborne already, all right? The only thing you haven't seen me do is the DLC. And the DLC I'm probably not even going to be tackling for a while during this playthrough, all right? So quite frankly, guys, it's not that big of a deal. It's more of a downtime filler thing for me to fill up time before God of War comes out. And it's that simple. So you're just going to have to relax. You're just going to have to try to be a little bit of self-control here and not lose your shit, because I'm starting Bloodborne and then it's going to go on hold. I'm sorry, but, you're going to get almost a week of it anyway, okay, before God of War comes out. chances are, being that how slow it looks like early May's going to be, chances are Bloodborne is going to continue and probably complete sooner rather than later anyway. So you're just going to have to relax. I don't know what else to tell you. You know, some people just need to learn self-control. And I guess you're going to have to be one of them, YOLO Dopper. Sorry that you can't, you know, that you're so ravenous for Bloodborne content. It's coming. You just got to be patient. There's going to be a ton of it for you to enjoy this next week anyway. All right. All right. Shout out to Rave Comic, who cheered and said, no new food, no new games. What do you think about people fearing World War III? What? Now, wait a minute. I've got to read this cheer again. No new food, no new games. What you think about people fearing World War III? This sounds to me like three completely different topics. First of all, no new food. Well, this is correct if you're talking in regards to DSP Tries It, my ongoing series where I try new products. There has not been a fun new food item to try since early February. This is actually truthful. There's been nothing. I've been looking. The only thing that's new that people are yelling for me to try the sourdough Big King at Burger King. And I've explained to people a million times, if you just take 5 seconds to research it, the sourdough Big King is the regular Big King burger, which I've already tried for DSP Tries It. The only difference is they replaced the burger bun with sourdough bread. So really, it would be a review of sourdough bread. Why would I do that? There's no freaking point whatsoever. You know? Now, if, say, Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, Taco Bell, Arby's, you know, any Jack in the Box, if any of them added something that was significantly new and different to their menus, I would go try it. There's not been a single new item added to any of their menus. The things that they've been doing recently are rehashes of their old menu. Like, for example, Arby's was like, oh, the Cuban. It was so stupid. It was the same sandwich they've already had with a single slice of pork added to it. Oh, the Cuban. That's not a new sandwich, stupid. You know, see what I mean? Like, these fast food places, I think, are finally running out of ideas. Even when they have something really significantly new, I'll go try it. There has not been anything new, okay? So there you go. That's why DSP Tries It is on hold. Then Rave Comics said no new games. Well, it's not that there's no new games. That's completely the opposite of the truth. The problem is there have been no good new games. If you take a look at the games that have been coming out, they've pretty much been lackluster, or they're games that don't hold up for extended playthrough. So, for example, Sea of Thieves. Everyone was hyped for it for a day till they realized there was no content and it fizzled out and died. Far Cry 5. Everyone loved the game for the first 2 days until you've pretty much seen the extent of the gameplay. It's a really fun game to keep playing. Not exactly the funnest game on the planet to keep watching, especially because the story is very pathetic. So, see what I mean? This has been kind of the case for this year. The games that have come out that have been successful, like Monster Hunter World, wouldn't have worked for me. It would have been an endless, boring, repetitive grind that no one would have enjoyed watching, and my commentary would have sucked on it. So, that's what I mean. Now, with God of War, State of Decay 2, Detroit Become Human, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, just those there. There's 4 great games coming out that I think are going to lend themselves to really entertaining ongoing streams. You know, it's going to hook a lot of attention. But yeah, quite frankly, you're right. There really have been no new good games that have been coming out and kind of hooking the attention of anyone, including me. It sucks. It's just what happens sometimes. Last year, we were spoiled. We were literally spoiled in 2017 by an overabundance of big AAA releases. Even when you had a month where there were like 2 duds, there was still at least 1 to 2 good games to negate that. This year, we've got like nothing. It's dead, man. It is freaking dead for gaming. And that sucks. You know, that sucks. But it is what it is, I guess. You know what also is funny, and I should bring this up? You know how no one ever again is talking about that Kingdom, what was it? Kingdom, something, what was that game that everyone wanted me to play in February, that RPG? Like, not a single person's mentioning it ever again, which I knew would happen. The only reason that RPG, I can't even remember the name of it, the only reason it got any attention was because there was nothing in it. There was nothing else. Oh, Kingdom Come Deliverance. That's what it was called. Kingdom Come Deliverance. No one's mentioning it ever. Like, it's forgotten. It's the forgotten game of 2018. Because everyone, you know, played it when there was nothing else out. And now it's completely forgotten. No one remembers it. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I didn't bother with it. Okay. But anyway, the third part of Rave Comics cheer, he says, what do you think about people fearing World War III? Listen. We always have these fears. First it was going to be North Korea. Now it's Russia, right? What's next? Tibet. The Tibetan monks are going to fly over with their kung fu and kick the shit out of us. There's always a threat of this kind of stuff, all right? At least we're not actively in military engagements with these countries. That's number one. And number two, there's not much many of us could really do about it, you know? So I don't really see a reason to sit around being all worried about this shit. You know, we in America, in the United States, we talk with our votes. So if we don't like where our government's going, next time we have a chance to vote, we got to vote the people out of office who are veering our country in the wrong direction. Outside of that, there's not much else we could do. So it's kind of like, meh. Well, I could sit here all fucking worried that World War III's coming, or I could just, you know, go about my daily business, and that's what I'm going to do, so. Okay. Shout out to Moomat9, who cheered and said, I like pie. Well, I like pie too, Moomat, although recently I have been eating my birthday cake. I think as of last night, the cake is half gone. And that's because Kat had 1 or 2 pieces, and I've been having a piece a day since my birthday. So the cake is half gone. I've still got like another week to eat this goddamn cake. And not that I'm not complaining, it's amazing. But it's the most freaking ridiculously decadent cake ever. To the point where it's like, oh my god, this is going to take so long to finish. So, that being said, cake is great. My birthday cake still lives on. Almost a week later, it's absolutely delicious. Shout out to Yolo Dopper who cheered. He said, will we ever expect to see DSP tries it skydiving with Cat? Probably not, considering I am afraid of heights. Well, not really. Let me put it this way. I'm not afraid of heights, but for some reason, sometimes when I'm high up, like, I have an involuntary reaction. It's like irrational. I realize, like, I'll give you an example. When I was a kid, I lived at at a place where there was a mall, where on the second floor of the mall, you could look down and see the first floor. All right. For some reason, halfway through my life, I started having irrational fear that I was going to fall down to the floor and die. I don't know why, because I know logically it's almost impossible. Unless I'm running full fucking speed and I slam into the railing so hard the railing breaks and I fly over the edge careening down into the bottom. It's never going to happen. But for some reason, I have sometimes these irrational fear of heights. I get the feeling if I skydove, even if I was with a professional skydiver, I'd probably have this irrational, crazy, panic attack-like fear. So I'm probably not going to do that. Okay? All right. Rave Comic. Cheered. It says, State of Decay 2 looks like it was very rushed. If it sucks, I'll be hoping for a hateful truth. Your Sea of Thieves review was fire. Well, first of all, I hope it doesn't suck. Sea of Thieves 1, at least for me, okay, was kind of like a sleeper hit. Like, I wasn't really expecting it much out of State of Decay. I had heard, oh, it's a downloadable only game. Right at the time, you couldn't even buy a disc version of the game. And, you know, it was a Microsoft exclusive game. I was like, well, you know, not a lot is coming out of the Microsoft exclusive studios recently. I don't know if this will be any good. I ended up loving it. It was really a great game. If you remember, it had released in a summertime. And it was like the perfect downtime summertime game of that year. I think, was it 2014? No. 2013? I think it was 2013. But whatever year it came out, it was like really good. I was like, wow, there's tons of content, right? It was about not only liberating bases from zombies, but looking for loot caches and finding items and then saving survivors, recruiting them to your base. There was tower defense elements. It was a really great game. I really enjoyed it. And so with State of Decay 2, the way I could say it is this. If State of Decay 2 is at least on par with what State of Decay 1 was, all right, then it's going to be a good game, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. If it ends up being inferior for some reason, which I couldn't imagine, you would think, oh, it's on more modern consoles now, the graphics should be better, they should be able to handle more zombies, and, you know, I don't know, I guess we're going to find out, guys, but I really liked it. I liked State of Decay. I hope State of Decay 2 is at least as good. If it ends up being better, that's just like icing on the cake. But being it's been so long since we've had this kind of open world sandbox zombie game, I think it's going to be fun no matter what. So there you go. Shout out to Kazurichi. Boy, I almost blew that. Kazurichi. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Kazurichi, for the sub. I appreciate that. Okay. And Moomat9 again cheered and said, I really, really like pie. All right, Moomat, let's take this another step further. Let's see if you're really serious. What kind of pie is your favorite? And if you say something lewd, we'll know that you're just a jokester, you know, kind of lewd, immature person. But if you actually have a favorite kind of pie, now we're getting somewhere. Okay? Okay. I guess we're done. I don't see any more. Yeah, I don't see anything else going on here. So I guess that's it for shout-outs on the pre-stream today. Thank you guys who have cheered and subbed so far today. As I said, we're going to finish up Extinction right now on stream. I don't know how long it's going to take. We're in the middle of Chapter 5, and the game has 7 chapters, okay? But I don't know if the final, missions of the game are going to be like, survive for 10 minutes with 47, repetitive enemies spawning right near the towers you need to defend. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out, okay? I guess we're going to find out. But, I'm going to try to, honestly, I'm going to try to finish it, and then I'm going to review it by the end of the stream. So, Extinction will be done by the end of this stream today. And then tonight, more Ni no Kuni. And then I'll see you guys on Friday for Bloodborne. Sound good? All right. Oh, wait. We got one more shout-out for Rave Comic. He cheered. He said, one more shout-out. Well, there you go. One more shout-out. Whoa, hold on. We've got Centrost to subscribe to the channel for the 3rd month in a row. Thank you, Centrost, for 3 months of support. I very much appreciate that. 3 months. Sub high. Thank you very much, Centrost. Okay. Alright, it is now time to jump back into Extinction. I know you guys have been eagerly awaiting this ever since yesterday's stream ended. You have not done anything but await, that stream ended and you just felt so empty. You felt so empty after the stream ended. You're like, I need more Extinction in my life. What am I going to do? And so you paced. You walked in circles. You bit your nails. You you couldn't sleep. You tore at your hair. There's no, you could. I can't. Gotta have it come back, man. And now finally, after all that wait, it's finally back, guys. It's finally back. You guys ready? All right. Yeah, right. King Swaggins just did a 50-bit cheer and said, "Fuck this game. If the devs are watching this, fuck you too. Sorry, I had to get that out of my system. This game has ruined my week." Wow. The game has ruined King Swaggins' week. Wow. Amazing. It's amazing how a game dev could work on a game, make a half-assed game, and then ruin someone's week. How could you? How dare you? Game developers who would make this game. How could you ruin King Swaggins' week? This is ridiculous. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. Wow. What is going on? What on earth is going on here today? All right, guys. That's it for pre-stream. Let's end it. Let's jump back into Extinction. Let's finish this mother bitch, as they say. Whoa, wait a minute. Motivated BJ Penn just resubscribed for the 3rd month in a row and says, fuck Conor McGregor. Wow. Wow. BJ Penn, motivated BJ Penn, stepping up, challenging Conor McGregor. He says, your handcart can't defeat my bus, bitch. Wow. All right. All right, guys. All right, guys. I think we're good. No, wait. Level Up Gamer just cheered. He said, this game has ruined my life. Wow. Wow. Extinction has ruined his life completely. He's done. He's decimated. His credit score is in the toilet. He's got multiple felonies on his record. He can't vote. He can't be employed anywhere. His life is over. He's got an ankle bracelet on. He's got to report to a parole agent every 2 days now because he played Extinction. Damn. Poor Level Up Gamer. He lives in a van down by the river. Wow. Alrighty then. Who knew this was possible? Alright, guys. I think now it's... I think now it's time to begin with the stream. All right. Thank you guys for your support here on pre-stream. Appreciate it. It's now time to finish Extinction, the best game of 2018 so far. That's what I should do. I should... When I upload the review to YouTube, I should just name it. Extinction is the best game of 2018. And I will get so many troll views. Dude. Oh my god. I would get so many troll views. Are you kidding me? It would be so good. But I'm not going to do that. That's ridiculous. Alright. Let's do it, guys. Let's continue with Extinction. Alright, thank you. And let's begin.